August 1955, Mississippi. A 14-year-old boy visiting family for the summer walked into a store to buy candy. He would never walk out alive. His name was Emmett Till, and his murder would awaken a nation, ignite a movement, and change America forever. This is the story of Emmett Till, the boy whose voice was stolen, but whose echo reshaped history. Emmett Louis Till was born on July 25, 1941, in Chicago. His mother, Mamie Till Mobley, raised him with love, discipline, and pride. Friends called him Bobo, a lively boy with a stutter, but also with laughter that filled rooms. Emmett grew up far from the Jim Crow South. In Chicago, racism existed, but it was different, less openly brutal than in Mississippi. He had no idea just how dangerous it could be for a black boy to make a mistake in the Deep South. In August 1955, Emmett's mother sent him to visit family in Money, Mississippi. She didn't know she was sending him into the jaws of America's most violent racial terror. On August 24th, Emmett and his cousins went to Bryant's Grocery and Meat Market. It was a small store run by a white couple, Roy and Carolyn Bryant. Accounts differ on what happened inside. Some say Emmett whistled at Carolyn. Others say he flirted, or simply said, "Bye, baby." In 1955 Mississippi, any interaction between a black boy and a white woman could be seen as a crime punishable by death. Word spread. In the world of Jim Crow, rumors were enough to seal a boy's fate. 4 days later, in the dead of night, Roy Bryant and his half-brother J.W. Milam stormed the house where Emmett was staying. Armed, furious, unrelenting, they dragged the boy from his bed, ignoring his family's desperate pleas. Emmett's great-uncle begged for mercy, but there was none. They shoved Emmett into their truck and drove him into the darkness. What happened next was unspeakable. They beat him savagely. They crushed his face. They gouged out his eye. Then they shot him in the head. As if murder was not enough, they tied barbed wire around his neck, fastened it to a 75-pound cotton gin fan, and threw his body into the Tallahatchie River. He was only 14 years old. When Emmett's body was discovered, it was mutilated beyond recognition. Only a ring on his finger confirmed it was him. When his body was shipped back to Chicago, his mother made a choice that would shock the world. She refused a closed casket funeral. She demanded the world see what hate had done to her son. Over 50,000 people came to see Emmett's body. Jet magazine published the photographs. The image of his brutalized face became seared into the conscience of America. In September 1955, Roy Bryant and J.W. Milam went on trial for Emmett's murder. The courtroom was filled with tension, white spectators smirking, black witnesses terrified. Emmett's uncle bravely testified, pointing directly at the killers. But in Mississippi in 1955, truth didn't matter. After only 67 minutes of deliberation, the all-white jury declared both men not guilty. One juror even joked, "It would have been quicker if we hadn't stopped to drink a soda." Justice was denied. But Emmett's story was not over. Months later, safe under protection of double jeopardy, Milam and Bryant admitted to the murder in a paid magazine interview. They felt untouchable, but they were wrong. Emmett's murder became a spark. It ignited outrage across America. Rosa Parks would later say she thought of Emmett Till when she refused to give up her bus seat. His name became a rallying cry for the civil rights movement. The boy they tried to silence became the voice that awakened a nation. Emmett Till was just 14, a child who wanted candy. A child who never returned home, but his death was not in vain. His story became a mirror, forcing America to confront its cruelty, its hate, and its need for change. Today, his name lives on, not as a victim, but as a symbol. A reminder that truth matters, that voices matter, that black lives matter. This is the story of Emmett Till, the murder that changed America, and this is Echoes of Black Voices.